What are the different methods of copay? Also known as a copayment, a copay is the specific amount that the patient tenders for medical services at the time they are provided, with the remainder of the cost filed on a claim with the insurance provider. Unlike co-insurance plans that require the patient to pay an amount that is based on a percentage of the costs for service rendered, the copay is a fixed amount that does not vary from one visit to the next. Providers will accept copayments in several different forms, including cash, check, or credit card. In addition, this type of medical expense may be covered through what is known as a copayment assistance program provided by a charitable organization. One of the more common methods used to tender a copay is cash. This is particularly true with a copayment connected with filling a prescription or a routine doctor's visit. Since the amount of the copayment does not vary, it is easy to anticipate how much cash to have on hand for the expense. A second method of copay involves writing a check. While not as popular an option as in decades past, most doctors' offices, pharmacies, and even hospitals will accept this form of payment. Before assuming that the provider will take a check for the copayment, it is a good idea to ask before actually arriving at the appointment, since there are situations in which this form of payment is not acceptable. Most pharmacies and doctors' offices do have the ability to accept credit and debit cards as a means to tender a copay. This method has become increasingly popular for both patients and providers. The payments register almost immediately in many cases and help to reduce the need to carry cash. At the same time, payment by a debit or credit card also means that the provider does not run the risk of a bounced check. For consumers who cannot afford the copay that is specified in their health insurance plans, there are organizations that operate what is known as copayment assistance programs. This type of program reviews the financial circumstances of the applicant and determines if he or she meets the qualifications for receiving this type of assistance. If so, the program will cover all or a portion of the total copay amount, typically tendering the payment directly to the healthcare provider. Participation in this type of plan is subject to review from time to time in order to ensure the client still qualifies for the assistance.